For my people in the manifestation world that are manifesting a specific person, I want you to actually reframe the way you're looking at this as a specific pattern. So SP, specific pattern, instead of a specific person. And I'm going to share with you something that like I realized in my own manifestation journey that was like eye-opening to me. If you expect or want, desire, manifest a specific person, but you are still operating in an insecure, dominant energy, that healthy relationship that you are trying to manifest is not going to come about because your specific pattern is rooted in insecurity. I'm going to share something with you. I was an anxious attachment style. I understood what, these styles of attachments were. I'm a psychology student. So I understand I'm a anxious attachment style. So immediately I start working on that, right? I start, how do I get into a healthy, secure relationship within myself first, okay? Because that's the most important part. You have to do it yourself first. Or else it's never going to manifest on the outside. If it's not within you first, it's not going to manifest. So I start working on this. I start like phones. I used to like look at people's phones, and because I used to have this kind of like insecure feeling within myself because I was creating stories in my head that they were texting other people, that they were their focus was not 100% on me. That's the story I was telling myself. So that's a specific pattern in itself. There's number one. Specific pattern number two, as I was reaching for the phones and operating in an insecure energy, trying to prove what the story I was telling myself was true. So if you're in the manifestation world, especially with, SP, I've been down that rabbit hole, and I'm going to tell you everything that seriously I have learned. You can't look for the 3D reality to confirm your story. If you do, you're going to keep looping into that story over and over and over again. So what's the story that you're telling yourself? What's the story about your relationship, about your significant person? What's the story that you're telling yourself? That's your specific pattern that you have to backtrack and unwire. It does not matter, truthfully. Like I've heard the saying, like circumstances don't matter. I'm going to tell you, it does not matter if the 3D reality has like shown it to be true. That's the story that you are confirming in your head. The story you're creating, you are actually pushing that energy out, and that's what's manifesting. So then when you go and operate into like this insecure energy and you go to check the phone and you're like, see, I knew it. No, you're actually just confirming the story. Like that's what's manifesting. So if you want to manifest a healthy relationship, you need to find it within yourself, of a healthy, secure relationship with yourself first. Now, how do you do that? I get it. You're like, girl, you're just talking. But I've been there. Okay, I've been there. So I had a moment recently where I felt that insecure energy, and I'm like, I have came way too far to operate in that energy again. I refuse. I do not want to do that. I'm very proud of myself because I didn't. I wanted to really bad, but I'm understanding how energy like truly at a very deep level works, and I'm understanding if the story I'm saying up here is manifesting, the 3D reality will confirm that because I'm looking for it. If you're looking for a problem, it will come. No matter significant person, money, family, anything. If you are looking for a problem, if that's the dominant energy you're mostly in, it will appear, it will come. And that took me a really long time to really grasp within myself, because I kept thinking, like, I kept looking at the other person as like a human being. Like, no, they're just a shitty human being. No, they're just a cheater. No, they're just this. It doesn't matter who it was. Every person that I have been with, I have been manifesting the same shit. This same stuff. So I can't say, no, it's the person. It's up here. It's the story I'm literally saying about every single one. And I keep saying like, oh, well, if they showed me this and if they did this and if they did that, then I would be secure. I wouldn't have anything to worry about if they did these things. they're never going to be able to do those things until you find security within yourself first, because it's the story that you're telling yourself. That's what's manifesting. And that took me so long to like seriously grasp, because I kept thinking like, because I was confirming and validating like the 3D reality of what I was seeing, I kept thinking like, nope, see, they're just a shitty person. They're never gonna, you know, pick you. They're never gonna love you. They're blah, 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 blah. It was like so reality shattering for me that it was like, holy shit, it was me. It was me the whole time. Yes, they did their shit, but I'm saying, I'm not excusing them at all. I'm just saying the stories that I had were playing out. It didn't matter who, they were playing out in each person. I eventually had to be like, okay, it has to be me of some sort, right? Like, what is happening? Because I keep thinking that like, well, if this person did this, I would be secure, and if this person did this, I wouldn't feel this way. It's never gonna happen until you find security within yourself. So anyway, back to my story. Really wanted to grab the phone, right? And this was actually recently. So I really wanted to grab his phone and look for this confirmation of like, ha, I knew something. But I was like, you know what? No. And I've had these moments within a few times within the past year. And I'm very proud of myself, because like I didn't fall into the trap. I didn't fall into like the energy that is wanting to feed off of me, of like, just grab his phone, just do it, just do it. I'm actually feeding into that energy and like confirming and validating that it's still true, or whatever is true, whatever story I'm saying, you know what I mean? So that recently I wanted to share kind of where my thoughts were, and I will show you. I didn't grab the phone. I really wanted to, but I didn't. I sat for a second and was like, and I felt the energy. It was very uncomfortable. It was very like, I need to know now. Like, I need to see something. I need to know. And it's like that story wanted to stay alive. So it wanted me to like confirm it, and it wanted me to play into its energy. And like, I just was like, I was far along enough in my journey that I was like, no, I refuse. I don't want to. But like, what do I do in the meantime? What do I do with this uncomfortable feeling? Like, I know it's me. I know it's because I've been working on this for so long. I actually did like manifest this, you know, specific person, so to speak. I look at it differently now. I look at it as a specific pattern, and I actually used it to manifest SP. I actually used it to find my specific patterns within myself to push me into a healthy, secure attachment style within myself. So I no longer looked at it as like a person anymore. I looked at it as me. But I did manifest this specific person. It felt like overnight, like he moved in, and it was like, oh my God, like what? You know what I mean? And I didn't even have those like feelings of like, oh my God, like he's moving in, like this is everything I wanted. It wasn't even like that. It honestly, like, I forgot about it. That's how down this rabbit hole I was of like just working on myself and, you know, finding the healthy, secure attachment style within me, working on how I respond and how I communicate. I was so busy working on those things that like it didn't even like cross my mind, or like it wasn't even like exciting or anything. It was just like, like, okay, sure. You know what I mean? Like, sure, it must be divine alignment, it must be divine timing. And it's like, it's such a beautiful thing that's happening, because like his body language, like everything is just different. And I realized, like, literally just recently, I was like, I've been working at this for a long time, so much on myself. Okay, not the other person, not what he's doing, not what he's thinking, nothing about him. Okay, I completely turned manifesting the SP into me. Okay, specific pattern. I completely turned that around about a year ago, and I have been working tirelessly on myself. Okay, and it's like back then I was so needy for it, and I wanted it so badly, and I was constantly looking at him and looking at the things he was doing to like to poke holes in like my story. Like, I needed the story to stay alive, so I was trying to find things that would like fit pieces of my puzzle of my story. So anyway, he moves in, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't even, this is interesting. Like a year ago, I would have been like super giddy and excited and like, yay, I got everything I wanted. but like that's not even the case. It like I didn't even realize like it was happening. And so I had that feeling come up, and it hasn't come up in a really long time, but I had that feeling come up, and it was like I am trusting myself, as in I'm not playing into that energy. I don't know why it's there. I don't know why it's come up again, but it has. But I'm not going to play into that energy. Instead, what I have worked on and what I have been realizing and self-reflection into myself is I really wanted to work on healthy communication. I had this ideal relationship where the communication is so healthy that I can be as vulnerable as I need to be. I can express things. I won't feel like I'm taking up space and I'm, like I'm burdening them with like my emotions and my feelings, because that was a big thing for me. Like I would just kind of shut down or not say anything at all because I felt like I was like being annoying to them with like having all these emotions. Like, but I'm very aware. I'm hyper, vigilant. I'm, that's me. That's my inner world. I'm a woman. My emotions and that is my inner world, like, and I'm a very self-development kind of person, growth-minded kind of person. I'm a psychology student, for Christ's sake. Like, in the mind is my area. That's, that is what I coach. That is what I teach and preach, like alongside of, weight loss and stuff like that. But that's my area. So I always felt like I was taking up space to someone. I always felt like a burden if I was like sharing my emotions, or like if I was sharing something that upset me. I was so scared of like hurting their feelings, or not even hurting their feelings, just taking up space, just them being annoyed with me, of like, or irritated with me, like, here she goes again. Like I was so in that kind of energy a year ago that I couldn't. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. And I know it. Like I knew it and I recognized it, and I was like, okay, from now on I am going to work tirelessly to bring my authentic self to the front, because for me to be a person and for me to be in a healthy relationship, I need to be able to express myself and stand firm in it. Like I don't need to be having these kind of, oh, I don't want to upset them and I don't want to, irritate them, and that's pleasing. I don't even know if it's like, pleasing them as like people pleasing, but all I know is it's not authentically me. And I cannot suppress myself and think I'm going to be in a healthy relationship and manifest an SP if I'm operating in this energy. Like, girl, get real, right? So anyway, I don't go through the phone. I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect time that I'm going to step into this healthy communication, because I've been working on it with my person and he doesn't really know what I'm working on, as in like communicating and stuff like that. But I have been putting myself slowly in that position to like communicate my needs, my feelings, my this, my that. And he is like super receptive, like super receptive. The conversations are beautiful. I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel like safe, I feel all of these things. And it's like, a year ago I was putting that on him, that like he didn't make me feel safe, he didn't make me feel seen, he didn't make me feel heard, and I was pointing the finger. Whole time it was me. How did I expect him to be receptive, okay, to be reciprocating energy, if I can't even communicate what the hell I'm trying to say? If I'm too worried about annoying him, he can't receive that. What he's going to receive, what he's going to reciprocate to me, is actually what I'm already feeling, that he's annoyed with me if I share these things. So of course he's going to feel annoyed. You see what I mean? Like how that receiving kind of energy was like. And that's how I felt. And I was like, see, I can't even talk to you. Like you're just annoyed with me and this and that. Well, maybe, I mean, he's annoyed because I can't even communicate what the hell I'm trying to say, and I'm like stuttering over my words, and I'm like, oh, never mind, I'll just, nothing, never mind. Like, you have to be able to healthily communicate to your partner your needs, your feelings, your wants, whatever. And then, okay, and mind you, that was hard for me to do, because this is like a brand new version I've never been before. I've never been in a healthy, secure, attachment within myself. Okay, I've never had that. So this was working on myself, and this was eye-opening for me, of like, maybe I could have done this the whole time, and maybe my relationships would have turned out differently. Who knows? You know what I mean? But they were there to teach me the things that they needed to. So anyway, I talked to him, and I'm like, hey, can I talk to you about some things that are going on in my head? Sure. We sit down, we talk, and I'm like, hey, I feel this way about like XYZ, like he's kind of like I wouldn't say like social media influencer, but he's like he's big kind of on Instagram, where some of his stuff goes viral, and his notifications go off all the time. Me, as a former insecure and anxious attachment style, that stuff really used to have make me like anxiety of like what are all those notifications? Are those girls messaging you? Are those like, are you talking to other people? Like, are you not are you not choosing me? That's the story I was telling myself. Okay, are you not choosing me? Like, I was very much in that energy, where we fast forward to today, my nervous system still kind of freezes a little bit, but nowhere near before. Okay, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest, before, a year ago, his stuff was not viral yet, so the notifications weren't like that. I'm saying we move into today, some of his stuff has went viral, and like hundreds of thousands of views and like 20 fucking thousand comments, and it's like, Jesus. So his notifications are going off all the time of like the people like commenting and liking and sharing this video, right? So I was talking to him. I said, hey, this is how this makes me feel. I just want you to kind of know where like my brain is at. And sometimes, I have these moments of like, it does feel like insecurity, but I don't want to play into that. And I don't want to grab your phone. I don't want to be that kind of person. And honestly, I don't want that kind of relationship. What the relationship I want is like, it's healthy. I just, I trust you. I believe you. When I ask you things like this, like we can sit down and talk like this, and it's like, hey, I can just ask you things, and you can talk to me, and we can like work it out that way. So anyway, being able to express that to him and letting him know like, hey, I am working on trusting you, and it's kind of hard for me because of a lot of the things that I think I've been through. It's not necessarily you as the person, more so how I grew up, more so my childhood, more so the story that I kind of have in my head, that everybody's got an ulterior motive. No one, I can't trust anyone, because I couldn't trust my caretakers growing up. So that created this story that like no one is trustworthy. You have to do everything yourself. You only can rely on yourself. Like, you can't trust anyone or depend on anyone to do anything for you. It's only you. So opening up to him about those things, I literally feel like it shifted us completely, because for the very like first time, like wholeheartedly, I've been working on this, yes, but not like I haven't fully encompassed every emotion and every feeling and every thought in a conversation. I'd kind of leave some things out, because it's a progress. It's a work in progress. I'm working up and building up these things. After this conversation of like, every time your phone goes off, my nervous system kind of freezes a little bit, because like I'm leaning into like trust, and I'm leaning into like basically not having those same stories that like every time a notification goes off, it's like you're messaging someone, or someone's messaging you, or you're like doing shit behind my back. Like, I, it's embarrassing now, but like I just didn't know these things, you know what I mean? And I didn't know that I was manifesting these specific patterns and these stories. I just did not know that. So that's why I wanted to share my experiences, because like we had that conversation, and it literally felt like it was in the movies. I felt so good afterwards that I was able to communicate everything. I didn't feel like I was taking up space. I didn't feel like he was annoyed with me. He was very receptive. He was very like, gave me a hug, a kiss, like, I'm glad you shared it with me. Like, I'm what? Like, what? This is like my dream relationship of like what I've always wanted. Like, and it was something healthy. But I understand now, and I want someone else to understand that it can't be healthy until you are. You cannot manifest a healthy relationship until you have a healthy relationship with yourself, until you stop dimming and being small for everybody else, until you stop people pleasing just to, not take up space. Like, you can't ever manifest a healthy relationship like that. So find the story that's going on in your head. And if you want to work with me at all, I will have my link below, because I've been through a lot of the whole manifestation world, law of assumption, law of attraction, law of polarity. I mean, everything. I have studied this for 5 years. 5. And I have lots of experience, of lots of insight. And it's like so unreal. Like, oh my God, I actually did manifest the SP, and he moved in, and I didn't even like, when did this happen? I wasn't even like thinking about it. I wasn't even like manifesting it, so to speak, because I was so down the rabbit hole of myself, working on myself. And that's actually something I think that someone had said one time, that like you have to work on yourself, or you have to focus on yourself. You have to be so busy in yourself. That's when your manifestation comes. Like it's when it's like you don't even think about it. And that was so true. Like I literally, like, wow, I wasn't even thinking about it, and it literally felt like it happened overnight. Like literally. So anyway, I want to share my experiences to hopefully share some insight for someone else out there that may be trying to manifest something. Focus on you. Look within you first. You have to find it within you first, because nothing comes about if it's not already within you. So you have to find it within you first.